All right, thanks for stopping by. What do we have going on today? I want to show you how you charge an e-bike battery while you're living in a van. You can do it off grid. All you need is a power station. There's the e-bike battery on top, power station on the bottom. You can leave the battery in the bike. It mounts in this frame here. All you got to do is just plug it in through this hole here. But I chose to take the battery out of the bike to be able to show you this demonstration better. I like to keep my battery and my power station shaded, so I use this little piece of floor mat here to put over it just to give it some shade. If I can get this adjusted right. Well, this is not working. We'll work on it later. So you just plug your e-bike charger. This is the charger into your power station, into the AC outlet, just like you would plug it into a wall outlet. The display on the front of this power station is very dim out here in the bright sun, so this is going to be very frustrating. I don't think you're actually going to be able to see what's going on here, but I can talk you through it. So the display is telling me that the e-bike charger is charging the e-bike battery at 175 watts, so that sounds right to me. I have these two 200-watt folding solar panels that I have wired in series. The voltage on them is very similar, so one is not going to drag the other down. This is actually my new panel here. I'll be doing a dedicated review on it soon. Let me get this shade back on here. I don't want it out in the bright sun, you know. And that orange panel I've had for a while, and it's been my favorite, but I think this new one may overtake that position. So since this power station charges at a higher voltage through solar, it's between 30 and 60 volts. That allows me to be able to plug these panels in series. And what you do is you just take the positive wire from one panel, plug it into the negative wire from the other panel, and then the two wires that's left over, you plug into your adapter, which I have in my hand. I have a multi-adapter, which will fit just about any power station. See all those different types of plugs? I'm going to be using the red and black Anderson. It'll plug in right here. And I'll be charging at about 40 volts because both of these panels are like 19.44 working voltage. So 39, 40 volts. And I should bring in at least 300 watts out of these two 200-watt panels. So I've got a max of 400 watts, so I'm expecting to get 300 to 350, and we're going to check that here in just a moment. See if I can do this with one hand. I wanted to wait until the power station got down to about 90 or 93% before I plug my panels in. There we go. It'll take it just a minute to calculate. And if you can't see the display, that's okay. I'll just tell you what it says. Now, there's a few things I don't like about this power station. It doesn't toggle back and forth and show you what you're bringing in and then 5 seconds later show you what you're putting out. It actually just shows you your residual amount, which is going to be somewhere around 130 to 150 watts more that I'm bringing in than what I'm putting out. That's what I'm assuming right now. Since I'm putting out 175 watts into the e-bike battery, I'm going to be bringing in at least 300, maybe 350. So I'll be about over water, about 140, I guess. We're going to see. So I'm expecting to be bringing in at least 300. Can you see that? 317. Okay, that's about right. This time of day. Here it is, December 17th, which is my birthday, by the way. Happy birthday to me. And the sun is mostly over the southern hemisphere this time of year. So there we go. Bringing in 317 out of 400 watt array. And now I can turn my e-bike charger back on and let that continue charging. This would have been so much better if the display on this power station wasn't so dim. When I did a review on this power station, that was my only complaint, is that you can't really see this thing out in the bright sunlight. is fine when you take it indoors, but they need to fix that problem. My e-bike battery was at 45% when I started this, and I plan on taking a long ride this afternoon. So I'm hoping to have this charged up by 1 or 2 o'clock this afternoon. But if I can get it up to 80 or 90% by 1 o'clock, that'll be fine. I'll just use that. Oh, and I can report a distance on the e-bike. So when I was at 50% charge, I had 25 miles clocked on the bike. So that's real world riding. So I can expect 50 miles per charge. Now back to the current state of charge, which is 45% on the bike. I didn't have to do this. I didn't have to charge this today, but I thought it would make great content to show you how you can charge your e-bike battery when you're off grid. So even though I had enough battery charge to do the ride that I had planned for the day, I thought, why risk it? Go ahead, charge it up, and this way others will be able to see how this is accomplished, because I've had so many questions like, how are you charging that e-bike while you're living in a van? So I hope this answers all those questions. Now, if you don't want to go to the trouble of putting all this equipment out every time you want to charge your e-bike battery, there is a simpler way, which I use all the time. I also have panels mounted permanently on top of my van. And if you have an inverter, you can just plug your e-bike charger directly into it and save yourself the trouble of having to lay out all these panels and everything. You can just do this all from the comfort from the inside of your van. But if you choose to do it this route through a power station, you would need a power station that was capable of about 200 watts of input and about 300 watts of output. That's all you would need. So what that boils down to is probably a power station that's about the same watt hour as this e-bike battery, which is 768, I think. So then you would be good to go. So I'm going to let this continue to charge for the next couple of hours, and then I'm going to go and take my bike ride. I will leave you with some scenes from the tent section in Quartzsite down near Tyson Wells. Until next time, take care, be well, and smash the bell.